bring in Brigadier. We are being told that Brigadier Basant Kumar is joining us on the phone line right now. Brigadier Basant Kumar, let me first begin by asking you, as these images beam out of Ladakh, what do you think? What's the big message that Raksha Mantri wants to send across? Because it's important to point out the timing of the visit and also the places that you would be going to. This sends across two very important messages, Brigadier.
I would say that this is a very strong message which is being conveyed across the line of action control to the Chinese, that enough is enough. You cannot just walk in to agreed lines of engagements. You just can't walk in and say, this is ours. Finger 4 is ours. Finger 6 is ours. Just because you're violating earlier agreements of 1996 and so on and so forth. As the Honorable Prime Minister also mentioned, that expansionism is out of the thinking of national and international nations. You cannot walk in, and that this message has gone in, as well as the message to the Chinese that we are all ready to apply all means of national power. Means of national power is political, military, social, economic and psychological, which has been done in various means, in simple language, using things other than military, is already on. And Chinese are facing the rot of their economic disarray in their country. There is internal strife. Many factories are closing down in China, and they have to move to other countries. And the other countries around who face Chinese problems, like Japan, like Vietnam, and so many others all around them, they are in a total support of all of us, of India's actions, and surrounding China to come to behaving in a more responsible manner rather than stabbing people in the back. And second point, Lukung is a place at the edge of the Pangong Lake. I have been to all these places. I have lived there for almost 4.5 years and traveled widely right up to Depsang and to Daulat Bay Goldi and those areas. We need to develop ourselves as far as the military equipment and military clothing is also concerned. Because in those areas, as also mentioned, there are two people we have to worry about. One is the enemy across the LOC and across the LAC, and second is the terrain. The terrain is tremendously cold. Here we are at 40 degrees or 30 degrees. Imagine minus 60 degrees. There is minus 60 degrees at times in the Ras sector and minus 50 to 60 degrees in Depsang Plains and subsector north, those areas. We have to have the clothing and on priority, all winter clothing, equipment, fiberglass huts where the troops will be staying in those high Himalayas. And these things should be there to establish strong bases across the Shyok and across the LAC, wherever we have to come into confrontation with the Chinese in case it comes to that. These things should be there. And our troops, there is no shortage of guts and courage. I can assure you that. I have been into battle with them in 1971 war as a young officer. We liberated a nation in Bangladesh. We were there in Dhaka on the day of the ceasefire. And we can do so here, whether it's across the NOC in Gilgit-Baltistan or Baluchistan or across the LAC. This is a strong message that Honorable Defence Minister is conveying across the borders.
Well, thank you very much, Brigadier, for putting this into perspective. We'll slip it